Dear Invisible Rebels, welcome to the realm of spiritual life coaching based on unconditional love and unity, infinite possibility, absolute freedom, and higher consciousness. We are delighted to offer you jewels of wisdom from purposefully selected works of spiritual literature, soulful poetry, and cosmic thinkers. Use them as nourishing food for self-reflection and thought transformation, emotional healing, mindful meditation, profound self-awareness, powerful decisions, and miracle creation for lasting change. Be still and surrender to the present moment and the divine healing powers of the music, and allow yourself to enjoy the journey of discovery into your inner self. Together, we are the Invisible Rebels. See you on the other side. So, picking up from where we left off in the first part, the challenge of unconditional love means starting with yourself. Do you love yourself enough to tell the truth? And will you love yourself enough after you say the truth out loud and deal with any consequences or repercussions from that truth? And will you love that person no matter how they respond to your truth for your sake? And if you can answer yes to that, that is the work that is truly worth doing for you. And that's what feels amazing long term. You see, people-pleasing feels amazing in the moment because you tell people what they want to hear and you get the response you want. So it's that little hit of adrenaline. Unconditional love is what feels good for the long term. It's you telling the truth for you and saying, this is what I believe in, and this is what I want, and this is what's true for me. And letting the other person respond and be who they are with your truth, that's what unconditionally loving them means. And sometimes that sounds like, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. I don't want you to come over. I don't want to be married to you anymore. I don't want to spend holidays with you. I don't want you to come to my house. I don't want to go out with you to dinner. I don't want to help with your charity, etc., etc. But the truth is that if you love yourself for not wanting to do those things, and you love them for how they respond to this in any way, that's what unconditional love is. Let's talk about a marriage, for example. If you are in a marriage and you're committed to loving your spouse unconditionally, you can't do that if you don't love yourself unconditionally first. It's like a prerequisite. You have to love yourself first, 100% unconditionally, including all of your opinions and all of your thoughts and weaknesses and everything that feels true to you. So you start with that. And let's say your spouse is doing something that drives you crazy, quote unquote. It's really your thoughts about them that is driving you crazy. Now, loving them does not require them to stop doing that thing. Let's take the example of drinking. Let's say they're drinking. It doesn't require them to stop drinking at all. They can keep drinking. You can keep loving them. And loving them does not mean that you have to stay with them, or that you have to be around when they're drinking, or that you have to agree with their drinking. It doesn't have to be anything like that. And that doesn't really affect how you feel about them, how much you love them. What you do will affect what you do about you. To paraphrase a little bit Ram Dass, you can't force another person to give up their suffering, but you can provide for them an environment that allows them to come up for air, if they feel like it, and know that they will find you there for them. You see what I'm saying? So, if you love yourself and your own opinion, and you want to honor that for yourself, that's going to require you to tell you the truth about what this person is doing and whether you want to be around it or not. And so, unconditional love is fierce grace for yourself. It's honoring what you want for yourself and telling the truth to yourself and to the other person, and then allowing that truth to live with any response that happens, and loving anyway. We don't want to put ourselves in a position where we exercise what we're calling resentment love, where we're calling people-pleasing loving unconditionally, because it doesn't feel like love. It feels like obligation. And so we completely miss the point. And we start draining ourselves of our own self-respect, our energy, and of our own truth. We don't know how to hear our own truth, really. We don't know what's true for us. We get so good at people-pleasing and calling it love that we lose ourselves and our own values. And in my own experience, it took a long time for me to be able to recognize what love really looked like, and when I loved really only from the outside. I'm thinking about the relationship with my mom and all the people-pleasing I was doing in that relationship. It looked like love from the outside. And so everyone was like, oh, your mom is so great and you guys have such a great relationship. But I didn't feel like it was love because I wasn't telling the truth to myself or to her. And so there was no love. There was nothing that was requiring me to love her because I wasn't coming from a truthful place. I was people-pleasing her, lying to her, and calling that love. Do you see the difference? And we could call that unconditional love because we're putting up with all sorts of behavior and telling ourselves that we love them anyway. And what we think love means is because we stay and we say yes and that we're kind to them. That is not what it means. Love is fierce in the truth. And it means really recognizing that truth in yourself by constantly checking in on your values and faith in them. We hope you have enjoyed this journey into the magic secrets of your higher self, making love to the universal mind. We send you loads of love and positive vibrations and hope to see you soon in our next video. Don't forget to show your love by liking the video, subscribing to our channel, and sharing the video with like-minded rebels. We are keen to create a critical mass of open-minded fellow humans who take serious ownership of their life, yet with a light-hearted spiritual edge. Find your community and start a discussion below. What is your perception of the concepts presented today? How do you apply them in your everyday life? Tell us. And have no fear. Together, we are the Invisible Rebels.